Hello and welcome on 360 Sport on Trust TV. I am Adeni Ajishafe. We just have to quickly look at the sporting stories going around the world right now, starting from Super Falcons story where they'll be playing a friendly against USA. But right now, Coach Randy Waldrum actually invites 20 players that will be prosecuting that particular those friendlies. We'll be playing them in the two-leg competition there. Well, even though it's a friendly, it's always a competition when you play in the world of sport. Good one there. Nigeria will be facing them by September 3rd in Kansas City, and they will also be playing the next one 3 days afterwards. Well, good one there. Around the world drum inviting about 4 Falcons that play at the under 20 World Cup in Costa Rica, and right now the 4 of them are part of the list that was released by Coach Randy Waldrum. That particular those matches will be coming up in the USA. Looking at the list right now concerning the one released by the coach Chiamakana Doze, Paris FC, France, Christy Ohiareku, Edo Queens, the goalkeepers, and you have defenders Nicole Payne, who plays for West Virginia University in USA, Gloria Ogbonna in Turkey, Osinachi Ohale, Deportivo Alaves, Spain, Michelle Alozie, Houston Dash USA, Akudo Ogbonna, Oluwatosin Dimeyin, that's the lady, the captain of the Falconets. Well, now she has been drafted to the Super Falcons. Congrats to her. Akudo Ogbonna, Oluwatosin Dimeyin, Rivers Angels, Edo Queens. You have Ifeoma Onumunu, actually the player over there in Gotham City in USA. Gift Monday, Bayelsa Queens. Esther Onyenezide, who plays for FC Robo Queens. Parts of the Falconet that have been drafted into Super Falcons. Jennifer Echegini, Florida State University. Christy Uchebe, Tony Payne. You have Amanda Ubadi Uju, who plays for Belediyespor Turkey. Deborah Abiodun plays for Rivers Angels. And you have forwards Rashidat Ajibade, alongside all the players that have been invited. Rofiat Imran, Uchena Kano, Vivian Ikechukwu, Ifeoma Onumunu, Gift Monday, Esther Oyenezide. Well, that's the same name there. Well, good one for the fact that these players have been invited. They will be playing in the friendly between Nigeria and USA to fine-tune the team ahead of the World Cup. But the good thing right now is the fact that these ladies are battle ready. They want to make sure they turn things around against USA. Well, the last time they met Canada, it was a defeat. But right now, they want to see how they can do well against the US WNT, as they called United States Women National Team. Well, good one for Randy Waldrum, inviting 4 Falconets for this particular competition, rather friendly, that will be coming up in USA. Congrats to the invited player, Deborah Abiodun, Yenezide, Tosin Dimeyin, making that squad the Super Falcons friendly against USA. The likes of Asisa Oshuala, she's still recuperating from the injury she sustained at the WAFCON, and now though she's back to her team, that's Barcelona Femenico, but she won't be playing in this competition. The likes of other players that couldn't make it due to visa hitches right now. But from the way it is, the ladies are battle ready because they've been talking that they want to make sure they fine-tune themselves ahead of this friendly. Good one coming from Randy Waldrum and the Super Falcons of Nigeria, as they will be playing in this particular friendly there. Now, let's talk about the MBBF, Nigerian Basketball Federation Emergency Congress to hold in Abuja. Well, as it is, a lot of some members of the board are not happy for the fact that they've accused the MBBF President Musa Kida of running a one-man or two-man show alongside Babu Gwande. But right now, they are calling for a Congress where they have to iron out all the issues that has to do with Nigerian basketball. They want everybody to be included in the decision-making that has to do with basketball in Nigeria. Just recently, Nigeria have been at least played in the qualifiers. That's window 4 of FIBA World Qualifiers, and to let you know that members of this board are not too happy for the fact that they are not being carried along, and they want to make sure they have a stake in this particular board. Well, we just saw that things will go well. Nigerian basketball is not really having a good time. A lot of issues here and there. And from the way it is, the board members are not happy too, even with their leadership. Something must just be done because it seems that it's a particular ugly demon that's actually affecting Nigerian basketball as we're quenching this, and that one is rising. We just hope that things will be done right to let this Duncan Slam sport get everything right. Looking at what the players did over there in Abidjan, Cote d'Ivoire. They lost against Angola, they lost against Cote d'Ivoire, they were able to win against Guinea, and it's not really looking well for our team. We need to get our acts together if we are to make the World Cup that will be coming up in Japan and also Philippines. From the way it is right now, Nigerian basketball administrator needs to get themselves in order if they are to do the right thing. Looking at the fact that things are not going well with that particular sport in Nigeria, the house must just be in order for the athletes to have a better time to at least prosecute their matches and also have a better welfare. A lot of things not going well with basketball. We just have to do it right when it comes to basketball in Nigeria. Now, we quickly move away from basketball. We talk about first National Golf Summit to begin in Nigeria, and it's going to be in Abuja. Well, good one there. That's Golf Federation of Nigeria right now organizing this 3-day summit to see how they can improve on golf sports in Nigeria. They want to make sure all the golfers have a good day when it comes to golfing in the country, and also looking at a lot of issues that have been affecting golf. They are also trying to take golf to the grassroots, trying to see how they can make golf a sport that even the young ones can go into. Well, that would be nice if they can turn golf to that level where the grassroots golfers can easily go into, even though it's an elite sport, a bit expensive when it comes to the equipment they use, but at least taking it to the grassroots, they know what to do to make sure the younger ones are able to go into this particular sport called golf. It's been a wonderful one in Nigeria because golfers are having the feel of the day when it comes to golf course around Nigeria, but really they still have some issues they need to iron out, and that's why they're organizing this particular 3-day summit to see how they can get things better when it comes to golf in Nigeria. Well, good one there coming from Nigerian Golf Federation led by Otuba Shegun, who will be doing everything possible to make sure golf gets a better stance in Nigerian sport. We've been looking at different stories that have been taking, at least making rounds in the world of sport. We talk about Randy Waldrum, the coach of Super Falcons, inviting 4 Falconets to join the Super Falcons that will be playing against USA, Deborah Abiodun, Oyenezide, and also not forgetting Tosin Dimeng, part of that particular squad. Congrats to them for for the fact that they've been invited. Looking at their antecedent at the concluded under 20 World Cup in Costa Rica for what they did. That has earned them the opportunity to come to get the opportunity to play for Super Falcons, and congrats to them once again. And we also talk about MBBF Emergency Congress will be coming up probably today, and from the way it is, it's not a very nice one for basketball in Nigeria. We just have to get it right if we are to make that particular sport to get a headway. It's not really going well, and something must be done quick to avert all these problems or to actually curb it, because it's becoming too insensate when it comes to basketball in Nigeria. Right now, we just have to talk about another one that we mentioned earlier, talking about golf. Golf Summit is coming up to see how they can integrate golf into the grassroots level. Good one coming from the Golf Federation of Nigeria. And earlier on, we saw a lot of issues that have to do with traditional sport. Well, you just have to look at traditional sport. It's always very interesting when you look at people going into all traditional sport in different sports in Nigeria. We have Langa, Ayo, Abula, where these are sports that are known in Nigeria. So many traditional sports, but Traditional Sports Federation of Nigeria are organizing this event at the Package A of MK Abiola Stadium, and they are trying to see how traditional sportsmen and women can at least show their skills. They need to at least allow them to triumph, to at least to show their skills and also to triumph in their any sport they find themselves. But right now, even though the competition is actually coming to an end today, we have a feel of, let's have a feel of the traditional sport that we actually covered. The sporting event has 5 traditional sports on display, namely Kokowa, Dambe, Abula, Langa, and Ayo, involving 10 states and clubs. In the Kokowa 55-kilogram category fight, Katsina State Suleiman Salahu is pitched against Ibrahim Musa of Kano State, a tough duel that opens the top championship in Kokowa traditional wrestling sport. Katsina triumphed to progress to the semi-final facing Delta State. Bayelsa and Edo State faced each other in a fierce battle that ended in favor of Bayelsa State. 65-kilogram category fight saw Delta State beating Edo to qualify for the quarterfinals, while in another interesting fight, Nigerian freestyle wrestler at 2018 Commonwealth Games, Asai Scott Amos, who debuted in Kokowa, won his wrestling round in the 75-kilogram category. Amos attributes his win on hard work and training.
My opponent was able to give me a tough fight, but at least due to my training, because I train consistently, I train hard, so at least with that, my training, I overcome my opponent by giving him 1-0. So that was how it ended. And the fight was a tough fight. He gave me a serious fight, but at least with my training and every other thing, I overcome it.
President, Traditional Sport Federation of Nigeria, Olomo Agbadabina, calls for support and promotion of traditional sport as Federation seeks for support from the 3 tiers of government and corporate bodies to export the talents in traditional sport to the world.
Well, we have so many traditional sports in Nigeria, but all of them cannot come up at the same time, because it's not a joke to assemble all traditional sports, because we have diverse ethnic nationalities in Nigeria. It's not easy to gather traditional sports. So we are appealing to all the governments at the 3 tiers, local, state and federal governments, to fund us so that we can adequately prepare. Instead of importing other people's culture, we have to export ours. So we are appealing to the various tiers of governments, well-meaning Nigerians, the multinational corporation, to come to our sponsor.
This is the first time an open National Traditional Championship Sport Festival is taking place to create more awareness for traditional sports in Nigeria. That's to look at traditional sport. It's always interesting to see our traditional sportsmen and women. You saw that particular fight there, a good one there. At least they show their skills. If we watch those wrestlings internationally, we can also watch our own local wrestling. Good one. You just have to appreciate what they are doing. And according to the president, Olomo Agbadabina, says that they want to make sure they can export Nigerian sport, especially traditional sport, abroad. It is very interesting when you see those traditional sportsmen showing their skills there. Well, they have been competing for the past 3 days at the Package A of the MK Abiola, so they'll be coming to an end today. Good one. At least they have a feel of the day organized by Traditional Sport Federation of Nigeria. They've been clamoring for support. They need support. Corporate bodies, state, federal, local government, they need support so that the traditional sportsmen and women can also get a feel of the day. Well, good one there. Now let's move away from the traditional sports story. Let's talk about the English Premier League result. Matches were played on Tuesday, and we look at the result as it went down across different stadiums in England. Crystal Palace against Brentford 1-1. Good one for Wilfred Zaha, who actually did it well by scoring the goal for Crystal Palace before Brentford pulled one back. And you have Fulham 2-1 against Brighton. Good one for Brighton there. Well, they were able to pull one back, but it was not enough. Fulham was able to win 2-1 in that particular encounter. Southampton 2, Chelsea 1, a big one for Southampton, beating Chelsea. Chelsea just have to get their acts together. A lot of people never believe this is going to be happening to Chelsea right now. Well, the man that is really getting the blame, well, from the way it says, Chelsea just have to do well. Leeds United defeated them 3-0, and now Southampton at St. Mary's Stadium also gone their own 2-1 against the Blue. It wasn't expected. According to their coach, Thomas Tuchel says, well, it was too easy to be beaten like that by Southampton. That Chelsea defender did not do well enough to at least curtail those goals that actually they conceded in that particular match. Well, after they tried to score, but it wasn't enough. They lost that game against Southampton. They are still looking at the result in the English Premier League. Leeds United, they play 1-0 draw against Everton. Well, good one for Everton. They are getting back little by little against Leeds United. Leeds United, remember, they defeated Chelsea 3-0, and now they have to share the spoil against Everton in this particular match that ended 1-1 there. Crystal Palace and Leeds United sharing the spoil, while Fulham and Southampton got a better side of their matches as they won against Brighton and also Chelsea. Well, good one for the winning teams, and also for those ones that lost, they just have to get better next time. While we are still talking about the matches right now, we look at Italian Serie A. Italian Serie A matches were also played in Italian Serie A. We quickly look at the result as it went down in the Italian Serie A. Well, quickly, let's look at the result before we contact our guests. They are Sassuolo against AC Milan. 0-0 it ended. Well, AC Milan fans are not too happy with this, hoping that they'll be able to win that game. It never happened. But Inter Milan did well against Cremonese 3-1, even though Kereke scored one. Inter Milan replied three goals, and they were able to silence them. Lautaro Martinez, you have to give it up to him. He did so well. And Roma, their man, he was able to score a brace against Monza. 3-0 in the favor of Jose Mourinho-led Roma. And just have to congratulate Jose Mourinho and his team right now. They are getting it right. Well, let's have Amechi Agbo, if you're there. Let's have you. Let's start with the English Premier League result. It was a good one. I can see you smiling. I don't know why you are smiling. I'm sure because you are hating on Chelsea fans, I guess.
Adene, good morning. Apologies for joining in much late. I think the network has been very unkind here.
Good one.
But results of yesterday match, I listened to results and I looked at Chelsea. South half of that match, I left in the second half because I saw a Chelsea that is lackluster. I saw a Chelsea that lacks morale, a Chelsea that is not motivated, a Chelsea that has no attacking bite. So I decided to leave midway to the second half. So I think Thomas Tuchel, because I felt sad that they let Timo Werner to leave Chelsea back to RB Leipzig. And while Chelsea were losing 2-1 yesterday, Werner scored 3 goals and gave another assist as Leipzig whitewashed to Coney, I can't remember the name of the club, 7-0 yesterday. And that goes to tell you that I have continued to say that Thomas Tuchel is not the finished manager with some people think he is. Because for you to have a certain Romelu Lukaku, Timo Werner in your team, and these guys, while they were in your team, they were performing abysmally. But when they put in national teams, they are doing wonderfully well for their teams, national teams are scoring goals. So where exactly? And I remember, look at Erling Haaland in Man City. He just slot into Man City's lineup, and he has bagged in the first EPL hat-trick for the season. Now, what is Thomas Tuchel not getting right in Chelsea? You pushed out your 2 strikers. You don't have a striker right now. You're using Kai Havertz that is that runs like a pregnant woman per se, and you are not even making any headway in the transfer window to get a potent striker that will lead your onslaught. Is he relying on Raheem Sterling that will miss 10 chances and score 1? It's just very sad. I do not see Thomas Tuchel lasting beyond December in Chelsea this season.
Are you serious right now that he could be sacked?
Why not? Why not? 2 wins, 2 losses, 1 draw, and the 2 losses are coming from winnable opponents. My brother, it is just so sad for Thomas Tuchel. He needs to do the needful. And then he is even going for defenders. You are buying a defender for 90 million, and you are loaning him for the whole season. 90 million pounds. What kind of business is that man doing there? To Chelsea fans, don't know. Bele?
Well, from the way it is, Chelsea will get their acts together. Now, we've been talking about the English Premier League with Amechi Agbo. Now, you see another game, Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace, even though it was a draw, but at least you look at, it seems as they did well against in that particular game. Wilfred Zaha, you have to give it up to him, even though the coach is saying he won't be going. Attention has been that Manchester United, Chelsea, a lot of teams want to buy him. According to Vieira, Zaha is going nowhere.
Vieira did wonderfully well last season, but this season I think a lot of things have gone wrong. Benteke left and some other players, but then I think Crystal Palace lack killer instinct. They lack, how do I describe it? The ability to protect game when you're on the lead. You hardly see a certain Jose Mourinho winning you by 1 goal or 2 goals, and then he concedes to lose. It is difficult. But you see Patrick Vieira the Crystal Palace were leading Manchester City 2-0 in the previous game before that of yesterday, and all of a sudden they collapsed. Yesterday they took the lead, but through a wonderful sublime goal from Zaha. And I was thinking that they are going to protect that goal, but they let it slip. And now they are moving downward instead of upward in the league table. So I think Patrick Vieira needs to find a rudiment of winning mentality. The team lacks mentality in terms of controlling their game when they are leading, not just going front to score goals. And they are not even scoring, and when they score, they should be able to protect it. They are just playing like Chelsea anyway.
Why we are attaching it to Chelsea? But let's go Italian. Roma, AS Roma seems to be, since Mourinho, it's like things are changing with the sleeping giants, as they call them. AS Roma, they won their game 3-0. It was a good one for them.
Dybala is telling Juventus why they will regret ever letting him leave the Turin club. It's just very sad for them. But I think Mourinho has gotten what he needed in Roma. With Dybala and Abraham, I think Roma is going to give a serious chase for the Scudetto there. And the match yesterday, I was surprised. And Mourinho will continue, is a coach that will continue to motivate his players to die in the field for him, unquote. Because I recall that a match before that match, they played against the newly promoted side. I can't remember the name.
Monza.
Yeah, Mourinho was into the dressing room in the first half and told the players that I'm ashamed of being your coach. So there was no other way to motivate the guys to go out there to die for him than the way he put it. And you have seen the way they do, and the brother is making football look easy for Roma. It's a good one for them, and they have, I think, gone 3 or 4 wins out of 4, and I think they are setting the pace for Italia Serie A. Italia Serie A is going to be more competitive this season than it had ever been.
Good one there. We've been talking about Italia Serie A with Amechi. But before I will let you go, now let's talk quickly. Let's talk about a Nigerian player, Umar Sadiq. We're actually talking about transfer now. It will be sealing a deal to join Real Sociedad, who actually they sold Alexander Isak to Newcastle. And from the way it is, Umar Sadiq is edging close to Real Sociedad in a €20 million move. And that move should be a very good one, because at least Sociedad will know how they play football. They are far, far better than Almeria.
Yes, it's a step up for him. And I think it is going to be a marketing club for him. If I see him spending just a season or two with Real Sociedad, if he will maintain his goal scoring form, because Real Sociedad is playing in the Europa League, and it's going to be a marketing avenue for Umar Sadiq. So kudos to him, and I think he has been able to justify whatever confidence Almeria had in him, leading them back to the Serie A. And then, remember, he has scored back-to-back in their last 2 games. So moving to Real Sociedad is a step up for him, and maybe, just maybe, in the next transfer summer, we could be hearing about Chelsea or maybe Manchester United looking for him.
Good one there. Now, the last on the straw has to do with a particular player that plays with PSV Eindhoven. Formerly was Manchester United, wanted it, but now it's Everton, Leeds United, and Southampton. They want to buy Cody Gakpo. Gakpo is a young lad, and now it seems everybody is actually after the young player to join them.
The only person I feel that needs a striker, if we own Chelsea right now, is Everton. Letting a club at leave, and then there is no replacement for him. I think, and if you look at Everton's matches so far, they are yet to win any match after game 5, and you can see I think about 3 matches they are taking the lead, but either they ended up playing out a draw or they ended up in the losing side. So Frank needs to do the needful, otherwise he could join Scott Parker in the sack list of managers very soon.
Well, he just had to do well, because right now, just like you said, it's not going too well with Everton. If he doesn't want to join Scott Parker League, let him stay on and winning for Everton. That is a good one there coming from Amechi Agbo. I want to appreciate your time on 360 Sports.
It's always a pleasure. Thank you so much for having me.
Good one there. Well, we just have to wrap it up here. It's always business and fitness when it comes to sport. I am Adeni Ajishafe. Thanks for watching.